Oh crap. Hello. Sagittarius, good Lord. I'm sorry, y'all. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your September soul session. I am Marlowe. If you were new and if you are family, welcome back, my friends and whatnot, or whatever. If you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are your spirituality. Okay, as well as personal development readings in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter for a given month for the sole purpose of giving you clarity, insight, and guidance in reference to said challenges and, whatnot, or whatever. The first card out that we have for you guys coming out of August and into September is the Six of Pentacles. That's followed by the Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. That is all Pentacle cards, Sagittarius. So here is the dealio. Coming out of August and into September, it seems as if you guys are in a good place. There's an equal give and take in you guys situation in life. And it's feeling as if you were in a position of power. So it's having everything you need, a little bit of what you want, and sharing what you are in possession of with others. And that it's something I actually lectured about, I think in my weekly reading on the network, where I spoke about in the Six of Pentacles. It speaks to an old Buddhist sentiment of reciprocity, and how the give and take in life should be as easy as breathing, because you think of inhaling and exhaling. However, with this Four of Pentacles in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, I feel that there's something within you guys that you feel is still missing. And this gets a little specific here. This would say to me that for my Sagittarius people, that in your life at large, so like career, your health and fitness, your self-care, things of the sort, things in your life are going great. Some of you guys maybe, this is a really weird message I'm picking up on, some of you guys may be a member of like a nonprofit organization or involved in like feeding the homeless, helping less fortunate people and things of the sort. I even feel maybe y'all are doing hurricane relief, because a lot of this hurricane stuff has been coming up. Y'all know that I'm from New Orleans, and hurricane and all that stuff with Ida, but I know that it affected the East Coast as well. So I don't know, I'm picking up on a vibe with that, with you guys doing something fundraiser-ish, or being a part of a nonprofit or something along those lines. However, I feel coming into the month of September, it's feeling as if something is missing. And I feel the thing that's missing for you guys is on the home front. So specifically, the Sagittarius person that would resonate with this would be someone who your career life, your finance life, your self-care life, and things of the sort, all of those things are on par. You're doing great things in the world. However, it's feeling as if having a husband, wife, or kids, a family is what's missing. With this Three of Swords in the reverse, I do feel that there's a significant heartbreak in you guys' past, whether that's like a divorce or just a relationship that didn't quite pan out the way that you guys would have hoped in your distant past. And I feel that has a lot to do with the reason why you guys elected to pursue career and like personal development. But it's just kind of coming to this place in the month of September where what's being highlighted is what it is that you guys is missing from your particular experience. So it's kind of like all of the good you guys are doing, or everything that you've achieved or succeeded in up to this point. It's not saying that you aren't grateful for it or you aren't happy with your life. It's just much like what I picked up for with not Sagittarius, with Scorpio as well. And the same thing that's happening with all of us collectively is there are things in the month of September, areas in our life, our experience, our journey, that are being brought to the surface, like they're being highlighted more than ever before, because it's things we've either suppressed or have been outside of our conscious awareness, or things that some of us may have even been in denial about, that need to be addressed, because these things need to be embraced and cleared out so that we can move forward into this new cycle and a place free of baggage. The next two cards that came out is the Emperor in the reverse, that's Aries energy, and the Five of Wands. And how I'm really seeing this is, if this were to continue to be ignored this month, my Sagittarius peoples, What would happen is it's almost like, and I talked about this, I don't know if this was in Virgo's reading, I think, it's like a slow loss of control. So I spoke about it kind of like a cancer, right? Proverbially speaking, where it attacks one part of your life and it starts to spread to other facets of your life. So it's kind of continuing on with life the way that you always have. This energy comes up in you guys of this kind of like void or this missing kind of feeling. This is anchored in this heartbreak from the distant past. And I feel with the Emperor in the reverse, it's almost like trying to continue with business as usual. You guys may find that you're kind of spacey or kind of like aloof or trying to focus on things, and you just can't get your mind to kind of attune to what it is that you're supposed to be working on. For some of you with this 5 of Wands, I call that my Petty LaBelle card. For some of you, this can start to affect your work to where your coworkers are like, you know, what is going on with you? Or you're not turning stuff in on time or whatever the case. Or just in kind of petty squabbles and conflicts where you guys kind of have somewhat of a hairpin trigger where certain things that really didn't bother you before are starting to really like kind of gnaw at you in a way that they never did. So kind of like if you think about people at your job, right? Say that there's like annoying coworkers that you have and you've had these same coworkers for years and they've always kind of, you know, irritated you, but you were able to just be like, you know, whatever, ain't nobody worry about them type of deal. But for some reason this month, it's like things that you used to be able to kind of overlook are irritating you more than usual. You know what I'm saying? The next card that we have is Libra energy. It's the Justice in the reverse, where the thing I'm feeling to say is the end does not justify the means, if that's making sense. So here's the thing, Sag. What this sounds like to me is like a self-denial kind of deal. So if we were to backtrack to whatever this, you know, in the distant past heartbreak kind of thing is, right? Or disappointment, what have you, right? It's the way, and I did see this with another sign. What was this? I can't remember. I don't know. It was Scorpio. Who did I do before? It was either Scorpio, Libra, or Virgo. But what this is that, and this is a normal human defense mechanism, so it's totally normal to do this, but it's like, okay, whatever this disappointment or this heartbreak was, past tense, right? This is something that you went through, you didn't like how it panned out. So in order to like survive or to function, the thing that made you feel the most control over your life was focusing on your career. So you enthralled yourself in that for years, right? But that became like your identity. So that became the thing that you did for years because you're having success in it, you're moving up in the company, whatever the case, right? But I feel that the month of September would feel to you energetically almost like a rug being pulled from under you, because it's this method I've always used, but you wouldn't necessarily see it as a method at this point. You would look at it as who you are. Like, this is the way you live your life. This is what you do. You know, you focus on work, you feed the homeless, you volunteer, like if friends need you, you're there for them. Like, this is what your life has been for decades or, you know, years, whatever the case. But there's this something in the pit of your stomach that's saying something is missing. And when you look at your life in a surface level, nothing is missing. You have a nice house, nice car, nice job, like you're helping people, like you're doing really great things. How could something possibly be missing? And I think it's because of this desire for partnership or family that has been pushed down so much, because that's like a place of pain for you, right? That it's almost like disassociating from that so much that you've forgotten that this was even a part of your desires at one point in time. And this inability to focus or to complete projects in time, or being irritated by people around you, all of that is symptoms of the deeper problem. Because with this Justice in the reverse, the end does not justify the means, because your end goal was never to be super successful philanthropist, feeding the homeless. That wasn't the end goal. The end goal at one point in time was just to be hypothetically married and in love. Because I feel for each of you, this could be something different, but this is just the storyline that's standing out most prominent to me. But the end goal once upon a time was to be, married in love, have kids, have a family, grandkids, whatever the case. And this has become like a love substitute, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So all of the sacrifices that are being made aren't necessarily worth the consequence, proverbially speaking, because this isn't really, this isn't the initial path you set out on. And that's the theme that I'm seeing for all of the signs so far. And I kind of touched on this with a couple of signs in the month of August, where I spoke about like our false self. Our false self is the self that we created in response to some disappointment, betrayal, or less than stellar experience that we had. And we morphed ourselves into a different kind of person. You know what I'm saying? If I were to use an example from my own life and throw myself under the bus here, when I was a little kid and people would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I literally said, a wife and a man. Like, not a firefighter, not a lawyer, not the president. I literally just wanted to be a wife and a mom. You know what I'm saying? But the way that life panned out, I ended up taking an entirely different path. Now, granted, you fast forward more through development and all this other kind of stuff, and those two paths integrated into each other. So now it's like what my path is in life is what I learned through being marred by life, which was going into therapy, personal development, spirituality, helping other people. And then I was able to go back and rescue little me who just wanted to be a wife and a mom, and integrate that into my experience. So now it's like a complete person. And I feel that that's the same path that my Sagittarius people are on at this point. It's like, and this is something not just for you guys, but humanity at large. We all begin life as one person. We're marred by life. We become another. The purpose of, healing, growth, evolution, ascension is to get that inner child, that old self, like the authentic self back, right? And to integrate that person into the person that you created. Transmutation happens. And now you go forward as a completely transformed new being, past, present, and future in so many words. And that's what I feel like this month is for you guys. The next card that you have is the Hermit in the reverse. That is Virgo energy. So definitely look at the Virgo reading because we're in Virgo season, and that's a collective reading, even if you don't have it in your chart. Hell, since we did Libra already, you might want to look at Libra too, my friend. But anywho, with this Hermit in the reverse, this is you guys being solo dolo, isolated, and past your expiration date, which is a lot of what I picked up in Scorpio's reading, which was them going into this isolation. It was more about them being stuck in the past. But I feel like this is almost like a subconscious of Sagittarius being stuck in the past, because a lot of what it is you guys are doing consciously, you're not remembering that the path that you took is in response to a past situation. So with the Hermit in the reverse, it's speaking to it being a time that you guys need to step out of the solitude. It's like not saying that you need to completely abandon this path and throw caution to the wind and torch everything it is that you've built. It's just about integrating your past into your present circumstance, if that's making sense. Because I feel it's almost as if you guys went into the cave and never came back out after all of this time. And then we have the Seven. This is a lot of Pentacles. This is a lot of 3D body, person to person, money kind of stuff that we're talking about here. The last card you guys have is the Seven of Pentacles. So it's more or less, this is speaking to this lack that I'm feeling between this Four of Pentacles in the reverse, the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, and Three of Swords in the reverse. You're feeling as if something is missing and you're waiting for this proverbial fruit to sprout from this tree of your life, right? Because something is missing here. I'm doing the work and I'm waiting for this thing to come that's gonna, make all the work I've done up to this point worth it, right? But it's almost as if you guys have been waiting for a very long time. And the thing is that I feel that you're waiting for the fruit to fill this proverbial void, if you will, to sprout from a tree that you planted after this disappointment, and not from the tree that you were proverbially born with, right? Like the tree of your life. It's completely forgetting that that tree even exists. And the reason why the fruit that's coming from this tree that you planted isn't as fulfilling is because it's not coming from the tree of life. This sounds so weird. If I were to literally put this into the didactic story of like the Garden of Eden, and you think about the tree of life and you think about the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, it's like the tree that was planted by Sagittarius is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It's didactic. It's very 3D. It's a tree that you planted based on your human experience on planet Earth, you know, based on what this, or tying back to what this disappointment was in the distant past, right? And the reason why it isn't fulfilling is because it's didactic. It's black and white. It's up, down, left, right, this or that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like an ebb and flow. It's not continuous, if that's making sense. So the tree of life, the tree that you're intended to eat from, the one of eternity, and the one that'll quench, you know, your thirst where you'll never thirst again and things of the sort, that is the tree that one has forgotten. That is the tree that they were born with. Like this one is secondary. And in order for you guys to feel truly fulfilled, it's needing to go back to the beginning, which would be that proverbial tree of life, if that's making sense. And I hope and pray that that makes sense. If it doesn't, you have to listen with your spiritual ears, my friend. You know what I'm saying? These readings are coming out different, man. They just are, because of the time that we're in and all these shifts that are happening moving forward. But anywho, Sagittarius, that has been your soul session for the month of September. I'm going over to my network and all of my member platforms, Patreon, Vimeo, all that other kind of stuff, because I never say that anymore, to do you guys extended. And the extended, we're going week by week to give you guys some insights to kind of combat these energies and to overcome them successfully this month. So if you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, I still love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends. You're really dope, Sag. I love you guys' faces. Just saying. See you later.